Hey guys, Tired Dad here. No kids, but we get to talk about murder. Only Murders in the Building, the game. The acclaimed TV show has a game, and we're going to talk about it. Let's go to the table.
All right, guys, so here's how you play Only Murders in the Building. So you're going to be playing the characters of Oliver, Mabel, if that focuses, and Charles. And basically what you're trying to do in this game is just a big game of Clue, essentially. You're going to be moving the characters around the board here so that they can get to their corresponding rooms that they can get into. No! So that you can grab these movement tiles, connect the dots with a different room and a murder weapon. And you have a hand of cards to do so. So as you play, you're going to have movement cards, you're going to have search cards, and so on and so forth. You have to move whatever the card says. So if you've got 3 moves for here, Charles or Oliver, one of those 2 characters are going to have to move. What's interesting in this game is at the beginning of the game, you're going to talk amongst each other and say, okay, well, we should take Oliver and move him here. And, you know, search this room. Well, Oliver can't go here because only Mabel can go there. So, but we'll move Mabel over here and she'll go in here and search for this tile so we can put this movement tile somewhere, right? And so what's interesting is you can talk about that in the front end of the game, and then you can't talk when you're making decisions with your cards. So your fellow, you know, sleuthers, for lack of better terminology, won't actually know what you're trying to accomplish, except you can use, once per round, you can use this little cell phone to text, quote unquote, text each other and show one card from one person's hand on the action card. So you're just moving around, trying to figure out which weapon in which room. When you're ready to actually figure it out, they've got this nice little plastic thing where you would open up a window to see. Uh-oh, we know now that that is one of the weapons for this particular clue. And so you put that in the back, and then eventually you find out, you know, who done it, where they did it. So in this case, they murdered somebody in A, which is right up here. And they murdered them with one of these weapons here. So, you know, that's pretty much the game. I know that's very simple. I didn't really get into all the details. There's some other nuances, but, you know, it's Clue with a skin.
All right, guys, I know that was a real quick rundown, and it probably didn't get into detail at all. So if you're trying to play this game, realize it's not actually hard to figure out. The rule book's thin. It's not very difficult to kind of conjure up what you're supposed to do in this game. And like I said, it's just a big game of Clue with Only Murders in the Building skin. The components are nice. You know, the little wooden pieces, these question mark pieces are nice. And then the Arconia windows are really nice. And the cards are cards. But I gotta say, this game's kind of simple, right? And I don't mean that necessarily in a bad way. I like simple games. I like games that don't take a lot of thought sometimes. But this one was just like a little too simple. Now, I picked it up at BGG Con because my wife and I love this show. And I figured, what the heck? What's the flyer on it? But I you know, we'll keep playing it a little bit more, but I don't know if this is one that needs to be in anybody's collection. Even if you're a big fan of the show, this isn't one that's probably going to make it to the table very often, unfortunately. There was a lot of things they could have done with this intellectual property, but they went the route of Clue. You know, the only difference here is you have to connect the dots to the room, connect the dots to, or excuse me, to whomever did it. And, you know, that's interesting and all, but it's not really difficult to win. So there's also, I didn't talk about this in the rundown, but there's also kind of an accomplice character who can steal pieces and make it, you know, feel like you're about to lose when you're not. So as you can tell, I'm kind of tired today, living up to my reputation. Tired Dad is tired, but this game doesn't excite me enough to be less tired, I guess. So unfortunately, this one's not a Tired Dad recommendation. I wish I could do it because I do love the show, but we move on to the next one. Be sure to subscribe and like. I know This one's probably not an awe-inspiring video, but we have a lot of other ones. And feel free to leave your comments. Maybe you really love this. Maybe I misplayed this game. Maybe something is missing in my understanding of how this game is played. So let me know. And please do like and subscribe to the channel. It's a huge help. Costs you nothing, but it means the world to me and my kids and what we're trying to do here. So, Tired Dad out. Peace.